1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Kevin Anderson loves football. He dreams of becoming an NFL analyst on ESPN and working with his icon, Chris Berman.
Chris Berman really doesn't have a voice for TV. He really has a voice for radio because he's just so animated with his words.
Nutty. How about the AFC?
Just to be in the presence of Chris Berman would be awesome, just because just the way he goes about expressing the small things about football is great.
Full circle. Following this has been like driving in one of those traffic circles, except we're in Bermuda and the cars are going around the wrong way.
Kevin's deep passion for the game began when he was just 5 years old.
My neighbors used to play football all the time. We used to play football together, and they was like, yo, you should come play with us, and we play for this team. And I was like, where's the team? So I came to a couple of practices, and boom, coach was like, let's play.
Today, his love for the game is stronger than ever.
My love for football is vastly is like greatly improved since then. Like then I just loved to play. Now I love to play. I love to watch. I break down stuff. I watch ESPN literally every day. When I wake up, the first thing I turn on is ESPN to get caught up on whatever sports I missed last night, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, but football is everything to me.
However, in order to attain his dream, Kevin Anderson must battle a new opponent: school.
I don't really like school. Let's just make that clear in the beginning. School is something that I've been told as a young kid that I have to do. I have to complete certain stages of school to be able to do what I want to do.
Looking back, Kevin describes himself as an intense, fundamentally sound defensive back who always seemed to play with a chip on his shoulder.
I've always had a chip just because no one looked at me at the time. Most people looked at me and was like, oh, you're too little, you're not big enough, you're not strong enough. So I was always looked at as the outsider.
Kevin demonstrated this on the first play of his high school football career.
I had the bubble guts just like anybody else. This is my first play, and literally they run the ball right at me on my first play and on a sweep. And I'm out there on the island by myself, and this guy's coming at me. And at the time, I'm not that big. So the guy's probably closer to 150. And literally, I just lowered my helmet, and I actually made a decent tackle, and that's how it all started.
Today, Kevin translates that mentality into everything he does.
Now, when it comes to anything competitive, I'm a competitive guy. So literally, when it comes to trying to being in front of the camera and doing and to analyze film and to actually like sportscast everything, like it's a whole competition for me. So to watch somebody else do it, I feel like, okay, cool. If you're doing it this way, how can I take what you just did and do it 10 times better?
Throughout his academic career, Kevin's schoolwork has often clashed with his sometimes obsessive love for the game of football.
In college now is almost impossible, especially with the technology we have now. With our cell phones, our computers, our laptops, our iPads, literally I have sports at my fingertips at any given moment. So literally most of my day is football related. I'm in my phone at least a good maybe 3 hours a day just looking at football stuff.
As a freshman, Kevin considered dropping out of school and pursuing his dream from a different angle.
My freshman and sophomore year, it was sports, everything, football, everything, and I was like, okay, well, I can get there. Like, I mean, it's not hard. I can do what they do. I can sit on TV and talk about sports all day. I mean, you give me film, I can analyze it.
When Kevin was at his lowest point, it was his parents who encouraged him to remain in school.
What happens is I used to watch another show. Well, I used to pay attention more so to a particular analyst besides Chris Berman, but his name is Stephen A. Smith. So I would watch Stephen A. Smith, and basically what happened is I was talking about him and SportsCenter and why I liked the way he went about presenting himself and talking about sports. And what happened is my mom and my father literally heard me talking about it so much that they really said, okay, Kevin, you can do this, but you got to finish school. And I was like, why? So they literally went and did research and came back to me and basically told me that most of the sports analysts have degrees, and they have degrees in journalism, and some of them have it in film as well.
Kevin's parents convinced him to remain in school. He is set to graduate this spring.